Welcome back to my channel. My name is Henry. I'm a digital media enthusiast and a public health professional. I'm based in Accra, Ghana. If today is your first time visiting the channel, I encourage you to subscribe as well as keep all your notification buttons on for you to get more updates as and when I post a new video. Today, what are we about? Today, I'll share with you 7 things that successful leaders do. Of course, if you're in a space, you are a leader in a particular space, there are some things that you have to do to make you successful. People have practiced it and they have been successful at it. So today I want to share with you those tips that can help you as an emerging leader or an existential leader, and then it will help you to be able to break through, right? Great, let's go. Tip number 1. Successful leaders communicate clearly. Okay, they communicate clearly. In many situations, you are a leader somewhere, an organization, a group. You will agree with me that when your follower is given a task or is about to be given a particular duty, they are likely not to understand clearly what you're about if the communication doesn't come to them simplified. Okay, so maybe you have given a task to someone to prepare minutes for you from a meeting, and because the communication was not clear, the person didn't really hear what you needed from him or her. You'll be waiting for him or her to produce the minutes, time elapses, and the work is not done. It means the communication was not clear. Okay, so today I am sharing with you that before you become a successful leader, your communication must be very clear. There shouldn't be any doubt about your communication, okay? Your followers must understand what you are about. They should be able to sip in, assimilate the information you are giving them at a point in time and act on it. We fine, right? So that is ensure as a leader who is aiming to be successful, you do this, you'll be fine. Tip number 2, task management. Task management. Successful leaders always manage the tasks that they give out to their followers, the people they are leading. Okay, so if you are a leader, you have a set of tasks available you want to give out to your followers. You should be able to manage the tasks properly. Each person in the group or each subordinate gets a very clear oriented task that he or she could perform, so that at the end, you as the leader, you'll be able to arrive at your goal. If you don't do that, meaning you have not been able to manage the task well, and it will affect your goal eventually. So before you become successful, ensure that you are able to manage the task, right? So the people you give it to, ensure they are well oriented, they know what they are about to do, and they're able to do it timely to enable you to be able to get to your goal, right? So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, successful leaders rightly delegate power. Okay, they delegate power. Successful leaders, they delegate power. Now, you can't do everything by yourself as a leader. Eventually, you have some people around you who you need their support. If you are a manager of a company, of an institution, or wherever it is, there are a couple of other people who are serving under you, even aside your normal co-workers. When you are able to delegate certain powers to those team leaders or what have you, they'll be able to communicate to them, they will manage the tasks, and because they have a little power which you have delegated to them, they'll be able to work effectively. And for me, if I'm a manager and I delegate a power to my PRO, all the people that my PRO will be working with, the people will know that it's manager who has delegated the power to him or her to fulfill this task or to ensure that this work is done. right? So it's very important for you to know that before you become successful, you must be able to delegate power, and then all the people who will be given the powers work well with it and produce results. Okay. Tip number 4: successful leaders empower others. Okay, successful leaders empower others. So it's not all about yourself. Only the manager, okay, only the CEO. No, 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 no. It's not always about that. The people who you are leading, empower them. If there is a situation where they needed to be trained on a job, just do that. Give them a little more incentives. Give them the opportunity to go and understudy a couple of things from other groups, other companies, or even if it's about them going to school to further, give them the opportunity to do so. Because of course when they go, all their knowledge that they're going to be acquiring there will reflect the company that they are working in, because the person goes out there, seek knowledge or gets more information on a particular role or position he or she is occupying, brings the knowledge down here to the company or group organization, and then it improves the growth. So it's very important for you to ensure that you empower the people you work with. Now, that's not to say you empower them for them to leave you. You must be very tactical about it and ensure that if you do that, the people still get on, and then they bring the knowledge back to the company to help its growth. That's very, very important. So let's do that as successful leaders. If you want to be successful, let's ensure we do that. Now, tip number 5: as a leader who wants to be successful, you must listen actively. You must listen actively. So there are a couple of things that you need to put in place. Your workers must have certain tools to work with. They might be communicating with you, or they might have been drawing attention to it. You must be an active listener. Get information, get hold of it, work with it, get the things for them to work with. Now, it will produce results because they are the people who are working on the ground, and they feel that these are the things they needed to work with. So they are complaining to you eventually, right? So you have to give it out to them. And then I know that when you do that, it will help the company to grow, the organization or the institution to grow. Because if a set of new tools needed to be purchased, or equipment needed to be purchased for maybe the ICT department of an organization or whatever it is, those things will eventually help the organization to work effectively. Productivity will be very high. And you can only do that when you listen actively. Okay? Anytime they complain about it, you listen to them, take the information that they are sharing with you, and then you take control and see how you can be able to manage it. I hope that is fine. So that's tip number 5. Tip number 6: successful leaders always manage priorities. They manage priorities, right? So it's not everything that will be of importance to you. You cannot be doing everything almost all the time, right? So you have to set up your priorities, and you have to manage it well. You get an action plan. You set out what do you call it? First quarter, second quarter, half year, or annual targets for yourself with your team. You must be able to manage this, and you are going to be working on these goals based on your priorities. How important are the goals for you, and in which order, so that you cannot be working on this, you leave it, go to the other one, you leave that, go to the third one, the fourth one. You are moving right around like that. That's not the best. So manage your priorities, get hold of them rightly, manage them properly. So leaders, very important for you to do that. Immediately you do that, your organization will achieve its target. It will achieve it timely, okay? And all the workers will eventually be happy because they are not flopping in any way. Everybody is remaining on its path. The organization is focused, work is going on, and there's improvements coming. Everybody can see it, okay? Right. So that's tip number 6. The last but not the least point or tip is for successful leaders, they motivate change. So in all the things you do, we must see some change at the end of it. So uh, based on all the tips I've shared with you, if you're able to combine all of that, we are hopeful that there should be results that will make change in the organization, in the group, in the company. Are you feeling? So it's not about just getting on with the above mentioned tips or the earlier mentioned tips. It's for you to ensure that when you put in those tips or those ideas, at the end there is production of results. Everything should work together for the good of the company, organization, or group, right? So I feel when you do this um, uh, at a slower but conscious pace, the organization will do well, the company will do well, the group will do well, and you'll be happy about the results that will be produced at the end. So today, this has been my 7 tips for you as a new leader, or just as in position or whatever. I think it will help you and encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done that. Share the videos widely with your friends and families, and also keep on all your notification buttons to get you new notifications anytime I post a new video, right? Thank you and stay on. Bye.